Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to compute distance between two addresses via Google API using Podio and GlobiFlow. So just to give you a brief background on how we are computing distances between two addresses, we take each of the addresses geo tags, that's how we call it, namely the latitude and longitude data from the Google API, and then there's a certain calculation for latitude and longitude of each addresses for us to be able to get the distance in miles or kilometers, which I will show you in just a bit. So let's get going. In this demo workspace, I have three apps. Now for the first app, I have my Offices app. Let me modify this template real quick. So for the Offices app, I have the following fields. I have the address, which is single line text field. I also have a category field, trigger geo tag, which is just a single choice and inline. And I have an option just one, which is get geo tag. This is what we will click to get the geo tag for this specific address. Also, I have a relationship field that is referencing my Geo Tags app in the same workspace. I also have a calculation field for latitude and longitude. There's nothing in here yet. I'll put something here in just a bit. I also have another relationship field that is referencing my Contacts app. My Contacts app contains the second address that I'm going to use to compute the distance from, and two calculation field to compute the distance from office to my contact address in miles, and then on the second one, same distance from office but in kilometers. Alright, and then on my second app, which is my Contacts app, I have the most basic fields: first name, last name. Both are single line text field. I also have the address, same thing with my Offices app, which is a single line text field. Again, I have the category field, trigger geo tag in here, which is just a single choice inline category field. I have the relationship field for geotag, referencing my geotags app. I also have the latitude and longitude calculation fields. Nothing in here yet. Again, I'll put something in here later on. And then the last app that we are going to have is the most important part of most important app actually in this demo, which is the Geo Tags app. So in here I just have the single line text field for location, a multi-line text field for geotag. This is where we are going to place our data that we get from the Google API. I also have the calculation field for latitude and longitude. Now I'll walk you through this formula in just a bit. Let us go first on how we could create a flow for us to get the Google API data. Alright, so if you have those apps already, just go to your GlobiFlow and go to your app. On the first app that we are going to trigger the get geo tag is on our Offices, and we want to add a new flow for this, which will trigger on item update. So this is the second one, but I've already created the flow for this, so I'll just edit this just to show you guys. Alright, so for this flow, the trigger again is item is updated, and the app is the Offices app. Now you can name the flow however you like. doesn't matter. Just make sure you can recognize that flow when you go back here. And filters will be if the trigger geotag category field value has changed and the trigger geotag category field is equal to get geotag, meaning we clicked on the our category field get geotag. First thing that we'd want to do in our action is to search if our office address is already existing in our Geo Tags app. So we want to search in Geo Tags app where the location field, which is this field, single line text field, is equal to our office address. So meaning if it's already existing in Geo Tags app. So you might want to ask, why am I not using the map field for the locations and addresses? And I'm just using a single line text field. Actually, I noticed that we would not be able to, GlobiFlow is not able to search, to use the search on the map fields. So if you are trying to search and our location is a map field, it won't appear in here. So search can only be used in single line text field or calculation field apparently. That's why I'm not using a map field for any of my addresses or location. So now after you search, you would want to check if there is something that came up from our search. So you want an if statement in here. Just to show you where to get that if here. So you want this on this part, and then you want to get the reference geotag Podio item ID. Just click on the little box and then type in ref, and then you want to get this, and then just have a space, exclamation point equal space quote. This denotes not equal to, and this denotes to blank. So meaning if it's not equal to blank, meaning that something came up, we would just want to reference our relationship field geotag in the Office app with whatever that we were able to get from our search, and then just end your if. But if it's blank, so same thing, but the code will be equal. This means if it's equal to blank, meaning we did not get anything from our search, first thing that you would want to do is you want to create a variable. So create a variable here, custom variable call. Just name the variable whatever you like. I named my address underscore formatted, and then the code is like this: string replace. So we will replace the address spaces with plus sign. So as you can see on my address in here, it's 5513 space route. The space will be a plus sign instead, and all the spaces will be plus sign for our addresses. And then second action will be capture result of a remote post or get. So this is the block for that, the last part, remote post or get. So explain this to you. You can name your remote post or get query, and then the method will be get, and then from the URL, this is the URL that we are going to get our API. So that's http://maps.google.com/maps/api/geocode/json. Alright, that's the URL that we're going to use. And get param, since we are going to use get, we only have value for get parameters, and the only get parameter that we are going to send to our URL is address, and that's equal to whatever variable we declared in here. So mine is address underscore formatted. No need to have anything on the post parameters because we are using get instead of post. Alright, so once we've done that, we want to create a new item in the Geo Tag app. So Geo Tag, and then the location will be our office address. So we don't want the formatted one because we won't be able to search for that later on. Our office address is the one with spaces. So, and then the geo tag will be the value of the query, which is what we get from our API search. And of course, we would want to update our office item with the value that we just created on our Geo Tags app. So we want to get our Geo Tag relationship field value created Geo Tags, and we want to end our if. So I'll just save this, and now let's try it out. So I'll go to my Office app and trigger this get Geo Tag. As you can see, it referenced a Geo Tag for us. So let's go back to our Geo Tags app. I'll just refresh this. Alright. So since there's nothing on my Geo Tags app, our flow wasn't able to search for anything. It created a new one for us. So the location is our office address, and this is the Geo Tag result. If you're familiar with how JSON data works, this is JSON formatting from the Google API, and we just pasted it here on our Geo Tag multi-line text field. It's kind of long, but the only thing, the most important thing in this section that we are going to capture is the longitude and latitude of the address, which I believe is this one. Alright. And at the most bottom part, I believe our calculation for latitude and longitude has been populated. Yep, there you go. So let me walk you through the code for latitude and longitude. So for latitude, we just have a try, and then an open curly brace, and then var results equals json.parse. So we are getting the JSON data from our geo tag field, which is our multi-line text field, dot results. And then we have var AC, just named the variable AC, results 0 dot geometry location latitude. Alright, and then we just parse float the AC, meaning we want a floating value of that, meaning something with decimal places. And then close our curly brace. And then we also have a catch. If there's any error, just return 0. Just return no value at all. And almost the same with longitude. We just have try open curly brace var results equals JSON all caps dot parse parse open parentheses at geotag. This is our geotag multi-line text field, close parenthesis, dot results semicolon var AC equals results results square open square bracket 0 close square bracket dot geometry dot location open square bracket single quote LNG, meaning longitude, and then single quote and then closing our square bracket and then semicolon at the end, and then parse float our AC to get the floating value, then close our curly brace, and then try to catch if there is an error. If there is an error, just give us back 0 value. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the formula of latitude and longitude. Just click on done with this. Now the latitude and longitude is in my Geo Tags app. I want to capture that in my latitude and longitude in the Offices app. So I'll modify my template. What I will do is I will have an at all of latitude. At all of latitude, I want to capture the one Offices via geotag, so that's outgoing. And then I just want square bracket 0, close bracket, and then semicolon. And then for longitude, I want at all of longitude. Again, I want the via geotag because I'm capturing it via the geotag app. And then another open square bracket 0, close square bracket, and semicolon. Alright, perfect. You see that the preview is showing the data that we have on the geotags item. Alright. Now, we want to duplicate the flow on our contacts app. So our contacts, John, also have his own address, of course, and we also want to trigger the get geotag for this specific address. So I'll go to my actually I'll just copy this one, copy, and then paste it on my contacts app. And then I'll rename this, remove the copy of. I'll make sure the fields are right. So it's the same, yes. And the address should be, I should refresh the token for the address on my search field. So it's contact address. So it's the same. And update this contact, the same. And on my variable, I also need to refresh this token. It's the same, it's still the same. And I also have to refresh this token. So when do you know when you need to refresh a token? It's missing the open parentheses, name of the token, close parentheses, and the name of the field. So in this case, address is just inside square bracket. That's wrong. You need to refresh that. So there, and it's the same, and that's pretty much it. And then I'll just click on save. Alright, so we already have the flow in our contacts app. Let me try it out. Very good. So we are able to get our geotag for that specific address. Let me just take a look at that. Yep, this is the new geotag for our contact's address. And the latitude and longitude is here as well. Perfect. So what we would want to do is modify our contacts app so that we have the latitude and longitude populating on this field at all of latitude. Again, you want to get the via geotag because we're getting the data via the geotag. And at all of longitude, again, click the via geotag, and there you go. Click on done. Let's see if it should populate now. There you go. So you already have the geotags for your contacts app address. Now the last thing that we would need to do is we just need to reference the contact and then automatically compute the distance of this contact from our office, right? So the formula for these remaining fields. So let me modify my office's app. I already have the formula written on my text editor right here. I'll just copy and paste this. And I'll paste this one. Of course, I will need to refresh my tokens. So for this one, all the from, so latitude from and longitude from, will be my office address geotag. So at let me show you the tokens. Latitude, at latitude, which is in the office's app, that's what I'll capture from for the latitude from variable. Longitude from variable will be the longitude of my office's app. This one. And then 2 will be the latitude of my contacts app, which is inside the contacts app, right? So that would be at all of latitude in the key contact, via the key contact. So this one. And then I'll put open square bracket 0, close square bracket. And then same thing with longitude, all of longitude via key contact 0. Alright, so first 4 variables are the first variable is the latitude from, which is my office latitude, longitude from, which is the office longitude, and the latitude 2, which is the latitude of my key contact, which is in the key contacts or the contacts app. And then longitude 2, that's all of longitude, which is in contacts app as well. And then we also have function to compute some mathematical expressions here. Degrees to radius, this is just a function, and then function radius to degrees, which will compute the radius, and which will convert the radius to degrees. So these are just kind of math that I was able to search for Google to manipulate the longitude and latitude, but the variables are already set for you. I will have the text file for the codes on the attachment of the video item. Basically, all you need to do is get the tokens updated on the first 4 variables, and as you can see, it's already computing the distance, which is 12 miles per hour. Just to be clever, I'll add up a unit on my calculation field, mi, just to show the preview that it is miles. Alright, perfect. Now for the kilometer, I will just copy this one then paste it in here. make sure I will refresh my token. And then at all of latitude, make sure I'm using the key contact, so this one, and longitude, I'm using the key contact as well. Alright, so now our computation is miles, and we want to convert that in kilometers. So I'll just have var km declared in here equals miles times 1 point, I forgot what's the decimal place, but I have it in my notepad, 1.609347. So this guy right here, I'll just copy this, paste it in here, then my semicolon at the end, and then I'll just have km at the end just to illuminate the value of that. There you go. And I also want a km as a unit for my calculation field. So let me click on done and see what we got. So distance in miles is 12.31 miles. Distance from in kilometers is 19.81 kilometers. Yep. Yep. So that should be it. Let us now verify if our computation on the distance is correct. Let's access go.com. So I will verify if our computations are correct by using the mapdevelopers.com. Our distance from is our office address, and the distance to is our address for our contact. And then I'll calculate the distance. 12.32 miles, 19.83 kilometers, which we have right here. 12.31 miles, 19.81 kilometers. We're off by just a little bit, but I think we are I think that's okay. I think we are pretty close as long as we have the right distance. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much, guys. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks.